Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Today we will be making the Danish Heart Baskets, and if you are watching this video, hopefully by now you have picked up your programming kit, which will include 2 sheets of felt, 4 sheets of construction paper or cardstock, some kind of paper, traceable templates, and a ribbon. You will want to have scissors on hand, as well as, if you want glue. Glue's not really required, scissors are. And it's nifty to have a tracing tool if you do happen to have one. If not, you should be okay. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. So first, if you haven't cut out your laminated template, please make sure you've done so. You will be doing so by cutting it like this around the edges, but also so that way all 4 of those lines in the center are cut out. So it has this kind of look to it. We will at some point be folding it in half. Your template may have come already folded, which is okay. What we're going to do is trace it onto one of our pieces of felt. So I'm going to go ahead and tilt the computer screen downward so you can see what I'm doing from this point forward. So the way that I have found the easiest to measure out those inside lines that you will need for the next few steps is to actually fold along those cut lines, so that way you can make something nice and even. So that's what I've done on 2 of them. I'm going to adjust my 3rd one real quick. So you see I'm just folding it like that. And then that helps make that very nice, smooth, crisp line. And actually mine's a little uneven, so which is okay. That's not a big deal. So let's just adjust that. There we go. And so you'll have all those little lines, but this becomes probably the easiest way to get those cut in there. Otherwise, if you find another way that works for you, do that. So you will have repeated the last step on 2 pieces of material. Maybe it's paper, maybe it's felt, and we are now ready to cut. So we're going to take our scissors and just cut following those traced lines as carefully as possible. And when we get to the lines in the center, there's a couple of different ways to tackle that. One way that I've tried was folding in half and just cutting as evenly as possible according to the measurement, and that seemed to work okay. But if you happen to have scissors or the patience to just cut it following the lines by either using an X-Acto knife or inserting your scissors and kind of cutting in a straight line, then I would suggest doing that as well. Or if you have another option that works for you, do that. But I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that fold method I was just talking about. So we're going to fold this in half, and it's pretty even. So we're going to go ahead and just, making this as smooth as possible, cut up and along this line. Here we go. We have that first one. Repeat with this second one. And then we'll go ahead and do this 3rd one here. And you're going to go ahead and have 4 roughly strips the same size. And when we get started with the actual weaving, I'm going to make sure that the lines that have those drawing on it, even though they would kind of add a nice accent, that they're going to be on the inside. So with that in mind, that's all done, and I'm ready to go on, cut my second piece. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be back in a moment. By now, you should have 2 of these wonderful felt or craft paper pieces. And I just like to hold them together just to see that heart shape, so you kind of have an idea of what it's going to look like. We're going to begin the weaving process. And so the weaving process is a little weird, so bear with me. I'm going to tilt my screen down now. Okay, so we're going to pick one side to be our starter piece. I'm going to pick this side, and we're going to take our other side, and we're going to weave this first strip, which is our far left, through our far right strip here. So you want to make sure it's between those folds. Okay. So you see how that's going? We're going to pull tight. Then we're going to pull this guy through the green. You may have to fight with your fabric or your paper as you go. That's okay. Then again, we're going to go through. And then one more time, we're going to pull through our green. Okay. So that is our first part of the weaving process. To do our second line, we are going to take our second on the left here. And this time we're going to pull the left side, pardon me, through the green. And then we're going to do through the brown, and through the green, and then through the brown again. We're going to pull tight. We're also going to just adjust upward as we go. Here we go. And we're going to repeat that all the way through the rest of our basket. So follow along with those alternating steps to get that basket pattern. Okay, so we are nearing the end of the pattern, and I'm pulling this green through the brown. And this is where the glue comes in handy if you really want it, but it's not necessary. What I like to do is to just kind of go through on the inside and smooth out the pattern a bit. You can also use like a brush, like a paintbrush or a pencil or something like that to make it nice and smooth. That's a little uneven, so I'm going to pull gently. There we go. And so now we have our cute little heart basket. And if you want to add a ribbon, I found that the best place to put it is in that center top notch here. So we're going to go ahead and insert from the outside, from the inside to the outside on both sides. There we go. So you can see what I'm doing is just peeling it through until I can find my finger through the hole. And we'll tie that up here in a knot. And I don't do any special knots, but if you happen to know one, go ahead and do that. It'll look very fancy for your Danish Heart Basket. And cut off the excess. Set that aside for later. And then I pull the knot through so that way it's on the inside so you can't see it. It's very easy to pull through both. But then afterwards, you have yourself a Danish Heart Basket. And so this can be filled with candies or little gifts, things that aren't too heavy. It's sturdy. If you want to make it more secure, go ahead and glue down those opening sides that are right there, and especially at the base, that's probably a good place to glue down. But I've tested this with a few products without the glue, and it seems to hold up just fine. So as long as it's not something super tiny that it can slip through a hole, you should be good. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you had fun making your Danish Heart Basket. If you liked this craft, please let us know by liking the video and subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can check out more upcoming crafts on our website at ppld.org under programs, or you can follow the link below where we have information posted about this program, as well as a link to our general calendar. Thank you again for joining us, and happy holidays.